I greet my viewers with another liberal message uh, from progressive politologists like me, Armenak Nurjayan. Actually, today I want to give you a few comments, about the state of human rights in Russia. I believe that human rights in Russia are being violated. First of all, right to freedom of speech is being violated by Russian information law, which has been adopted in Russia in 1993. According to this law, any Russian news edition or any Russian journalist is prohibited to criticize the Russian government, the Russian public, under the threat of closure of this news edition or journalist house within three warnings on part of the Russian Ministry of Information. Uh, Unfortunately, this information law is most likely hurt interests of many Russian journalists who were persecuted for exposure of public corruption and consequent criticism of the Russian government. And actually, the freedom to travel is also being violated by Russian government, as it's prohibited for people to travel abroad if they didn't pay taxes on time, or they did not if they actually borrowed money. If they borrowed money from private lenders, well, actually, it's outrageous that people, are being kept from traveling abroad, from Russia, as even they were actually denied the right to uh, travel abroad, only because they borrowed money from private lenders, which I believe is a gross human rights violation, the right to travel freely. And in a second, uh, also the rights of um, Russian children to be adopted, it's also been violated by a recent Duma's Act to ban all U.S. parents, U.S. parents from adopting Russian children. This this is an act, I believe, of Cold War, and you know. The interest of those Russian children who have been left without a parent, potential foster parent, uh, are being violated. And actually, hearsay statement of a Russian president that he would pay 100,000 rubles to anyone who will adopt Russian children was offers. Actually, it just it's not a valid statement. It's just a dubious claim, because Russian President Vladimir Putin didn't sign any bill, presidential bill or presidential decree, where would state so in a written form. But he just gives hearsay and maybe some kind of bogus liberal promises which he never going to keep, because Russian officials are not going to abide by his word of mouth, but can abide by his presidential decrees, presidential bills. Uh, well, actually, uh, uh, another indication of that Russian ban on adoption of orphans by U.S. parents is that Russian Duma went very nationalistic and actually decided to prohibit foreigners from adopting Russian children. And I believe that 60,000 Russian children were adopted by American parents, according to the Moscow Times.com, and only 19 of them have perished due to accident or neglect or abuse or part of their parents, host parents. And practically 99% of all adopted children um, had very caring and safe parents, and actually an attempt illegally discriminate against American foster parents is, I believe, it's unconstitutional. It's now a violation of human rights. It's a gross violation of human rights, on part of Russian Duma, Russian Parliament. And actually, there must be ways to fight that. And I call for Russian public, to American public, to resist that, to actually express its protest, to protest over this brutal violation of human rights, illegal ban on adoption of Russian offers by Americans, because it's actually we need to restore human rights in this case, and I believe that all people of goodwill, should actually mm, go out and protest and say something against this brutal violation of human rights, in order to enable adoptions of Russian orphans by American parents. If you have any opinions, or you can actually send them to my email, freeliberal@orphan.net. Again, I repeat, freeliberal@orphan.net is my name of my email address, or call me with your remarks or any ideas or thoughts on a political issue. I will definitely promise to cover in my next broadcast, and call my cell number 323-445-1600. Again, 323-445-1600 to express your thoughts, opinions on a political issue which you want to discuss, and which you want me to comment and explore in a very analytical manner. Well, I'll be glad to do that, and I hope to see a lot of political comments and ideas, or public ideas from members of the public, expressed in a cultural and civilized way. So I'm saying that because sometimes I get some rough and rude remarks, some rough shots, and rude and cynical remarks, and on part of neo-fascists. And I believe that they should stop, and more I ask proponents of human rights to give me a call and express your support for human rights in Russia, and I hope that human rights in Russia will be restored, and unfortunately, Russian nationalists, United Way Party, led by Russian President Vladimir Putin, will actually change their politics and will restore the rights of American parents to have to adopt Russian orphans, which proved to be a very effective way of creating new homes for Russian orphans. And I believe it's very cruel law, very cruel and human rights violating law that Russian Duma Parliament adopted, because it actually illegally discriminates against American parents. And I believe that human rights of those Russian orphans should be restored, because Russian government and that demagogue Putin may actually promise anything, as a hearsay, but as a word of mouth statements. But he really didn't sign any presidential decree or any presidential bill that would make it a law, make it same as a law of the land, And I believe that mostly what Russian President puts sometimes offer or promises is just another liberal demagoguery, with just a name, because there will be backs it up with presidential bill, which would make it a law. His promises, otherwise, with promises will become a law if Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a presidential bill stating his promises actually in written, and which may make them legal, and his statements, don't count much when it comes to Russian officials making any decisions or to reward anybody, to reward victims of, let's say, of natural calamities such flooding or let's say reward foster parents who adopt a child, because they need a decision, a paper, Russian government bill, a decree or order of Russian president, which been recorded and written. Without was written orders, any government official wouldn't act, because hearsay or just verbal promises don't count in government business much. And not being backed up by concrete presidential bill, decrees, or orders of the Russian government, or the cabinet of ministers, or something like that. Yeah, and also I want to return to coverage of another modern event, neocolonialist politics of France as great power, which decided to invade African country of Mali to fight Islamic rebels. Mm. Well, actually, I believe that United Nations, first of all, didn't give France any mandate to invade Mali. And actually, Mali used to be a French colony, and such neo-colonial politics on invading a small and poor African country that actually doesn't have any resources to fight back, is a mean politics of imperialism. And I believe that French president socialist Hollande, should have never done that, because actually socialist, he should be opposed to imperialist politics. And it was quite a very nasty and mean surprise, that under the socialist president of France, Hollande, there happened to be an imperialist invasion of Mali on part of French troops, without any actually backup or any mandate of United Nations organization, uh, which may make it just an imperialist invasion. Well, hopefully that will stop. And again, uh, I want very much to thank my viewers for your attention, and give me a call on my cellular number 323-445-1600 with all your comments, ideas, and suggestions. I hope I find it practical, and I will cover any political issue that bothers you and or is focus of your attention. Well, actually, so you'll be able to always contact me. Again, call my home phone number 323-735-3863. I'll be more than glad to hear from my viewers with your feedbacks, ideas, proposals, and suggestions. Whether suggest should be better, well, actually stated in a cultural and civilized manner. So we'll have agreeable cooperation, and I will definitely close your issues through and through, and in-depth, promise in-depth analysis of any political issue that you will actually face me, will put to my attention. And so I hope to to receive any feedback on part of the my views, and hope and promise to give you more political coverage next time.